EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martin here with your outlook for June 26th, 2023, the Monday daily forecast video. Much anticipated Monday daily forecast video, as I found out on Twitter. A lot of you guys are waiting for this. So we do have a severe threat today. We're going to talk about that in detail and give you a timeline of what we can expect, some stronger to severe storms, and also what we can expect from those storms. We're going to go through all the details of that today. I will tell you that when severe weather situations are in play, it's very fluid. That means things bounce around a lot, and what seemed like a slam dunk forecast 12 hours ago does not necessarily mean it's going to be the same 12 hours later, and that's the case this evening. So we'll give you the details for that. First and foremost, a daily forecast video sponsor for Monday is, as always, Kinsley's Family Market in Broadheadsville, Monroe County, Pennsylvania. It's June, and at Kinsley's ShopRite, they have all of your summer favorites. Stop in and find all types of catering delights for your next barbecue, birthday celebration, graduation party, wedding, or baby shower. We also have 4th of July weekend next weekend, right? So that's something you want to stock up for as well. They have the perfect party appetizers, scrumptious smoked meats, fresh produce, delightful summer salads, and fresh chicken and wings. Their bakery girls are busy decorating the delectable sheet cakes, and don't forget the ice cream. Stop into the world's largest ShopRite and pick up all your summer favorites. They are Kinsley's ShopRite, located at 107 Kinsley's Drive in Broadheadsville, Monroe County, Pennsylvania. Proud sponsors of the Monday video forecast. So a little big mess in front of me here on this screen with scattered showers and thunderstorms. This has been a recurring theme over the last week. But today, what we have is a upper level trough moving into the region, and we have a very strong surface low sitting right about here. There is a warm front associated with this that's sitting up here like this. There's also going to be a cold front that's situated kind of like that, all right? And there's going to be a warm sector in between here. And because of that, we have a severe weather threat today. So we did not have largely a severe weather threat over the last couple of days. There were a few isolated reports here and there with that upper level low that was over the region. That's the first upper level low. This is the next one coming in. So we have two, unfortunately, back to back that we're dealing with. And I know some of you are getting tired of the upper level lows. And we are behind in rainfall. Some places are making up for that now. Other places are still like, well, we need a little bit more. So we got the best of both worlds here coming forward here. I don't think we're going to be mentioning droughts much longer by the time we get to midweek, because it's going to last for a couple of days, okay? So here's today. Before I started off with this, I want to show you a few things. One is the SPC outlook, which looks like this. This is the severe weather outlook for today. We have a marginal risk basically over the entire area, marginal or better. That's in the green here. And then you get down to, say, from Lancaster, Allentown, northern New Jersey, we're looking at a slight risk for severe weather today. And then the orange down here in the Philadelphia metro, South Jersey, Delaware, Eastern Shore, actually most of Eastern Maryland, and the Maryland Eastern Shore is an enhanced risk. I will tell you from the severe weather estimate here, in large part, I agree with this. Could this be expanded and moved around a little bit by the time I'm doing this video here at 10 minutes till midnight. So the SBC Day 1 outlook has not been released yet. I'm not staying up to 1:30 because they have conference calls at 6:30 tomorrow morning, so we're not going to wait around for that. But it can shift around a little bit. I will tell you, don't focus on the category so much. I know the National Weather Service wants you to, but it's going to do what it's going to do, okay? And I'm going to give you an outline of where we can expect severe weather today. The other aspect to that is this. This is put out by the National Weather Service in Mount Holly, which is the eastern and southeastern portions of our region. Has that same area highlighted. Look what they have, the hazards, though. Severe thunderstorms possible, damaging wind gusts 60 to 70 miles per hour, and large hail. Those are the primary threats with localized flash flooding. They make no mention of tornadoes on this particular graphic. They do mention it in their forecast discussion. There could be a brief spin up somewhere. I think it's a little bit more than a brief spin up here that we have a lot of opportunity for based on the models that I just looked at this evening, and I'll share that with you in a second. Time frame approximately 3 to 9. This is including just their area, so I'm actually going to start this off at 2 o'clock because our western portions of the coverage area can get into this as early as 2 o'clock, and it's going to go all the way to 9 p.m. That's your severe window across the region. The graphic on the right here they have is for an excessive rainfall outlook. So we will have very heavy rainfall today. That is not in question. No matter what, how this plays out, you're going to have heavy rain with any thunderstorms that move through here today. Okay, and that's a recurring thing from what happened over the weekend. You had some storms just kind of sitting. These are going to be moving today, but you're going to have like kind of one after another, and each one has very heavy rainfall, flash flooding potential with those storms. So I do agree that there is a wind threat today. Not denying that. Just saying that there's other aspects to this that is not really. I don't want to say they're not covering it because they are, but it's being minimized. And I don't know that it's so much a good idea to minimize a tornado threat in this region because we've seen on those seemingly minimal days, tornadoes pop up. EF0, EF1 mostly, but you know what happens, right? So this is looking at 7 o'clock this morning. Have a little bit of shower, maybe even thunderstorm activity across eastern Pennsylvania, moving into New Jersey. We'll lift off to the northeast during the course of the morning. And as we move into the afternoon, we're going to remain mostly cloudy today. So one of the things we're going to be looking at is how much cloud cover we have ahead of any of these storms, which is going to help or hurt instability. Instability is one of the key ingredients you need for severe weather. If you get a little bit of breaks in sun, that might be enough because there's a very high moisture content in the atmosphere. You need high dew points. I think we're going to have that part. It's just the sun will aid in destabilization, and the more of that you get, even if it's just a little bit, will help in that destabilization process. So that's going to be one of the key ingredients to this is how much sun do you get out of this? Is it just going to remain cloudy? Is there going to be a lot of cloud debris from earlier storms? In the wake of those early storms, we'll see. As you move this forward, you got this little innocent-looking batch over here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's over central PA, not really doing too much. So this moves eastward. It hits like a instability pocket and just erupts. Okay, now this is discrete cells ahead of the main line. There was expected to be a squall line moving through. Everybody expected that, right? So a QLCS, quasi-linear convective system, moving through the region. Fancy name for a squall line associated with thunderstorms, okay? And then this is showing some discrete cells. I did pull some soundings here in eastern Pennsylvania and parts of New Jersey to see what it showed. And it does have a marginal tornado risk. There is some spin with this. And when you have discrete cells moving ahead of a main line, like this is showing, you could have some tornadoes with that. Weak, but regardless, they're tornadoes nevertheless. It can do damage. So we have to watch for that, especially here in eastern Pennsylvania, over to northern New Jersey, parts of northeast PA as well. And then the line gets going eventually, and you can see that here. Here is that squall line right there. Okay, moving eastward with that squall line. You have mainly a straight line wind damage threat, but there could be little pieces of rotation along this line here. Anywhere along this line, embedded along the QLCS, there could be a brief spin up with that too. So there is a tornado possibility today. I don't want to overanalyze to the point where you're expecting it, but there is a possibility. Don't be surprised if you see a tornado touchdown or 2 or 3 across the area. Okay, that's not impossible. Should be generally weak, but we'll continue to monitor it. What the question with this number 2, with not only the cloud cover thing, how much of this discrete cells popping ahead of the main line, if it does, affects that squall line behind it? Does it disrupt it a little bit, disrupt the mojo, so to speak? It is possible. You have storms running out ahead of it that can kind of nuke the atmosphere a little bit and help reduce the instability for when this main line comes in here, okay? And when it does so, areas further south that did not get the discrete cells, like in the Delmarva, this is going to be a straight line wind threat primarily for you. But again, along this line, there could be embedded weak spin-ups along that line as well. So don't let your guard down with that part either in any part of our area. I think the best wind chances really are going to be down here. These are your best wind threat areas, and it just happens to coincide with the enhanced risk areas. But I'm telling you, the stuff that moves out ahead of this, which is the discrete cells popping, can bring a tornado threat anywhere in this region here ahead of it. This is all game here for possible spin with these thunderstorms moving through, and they could have some gusty winds as well. So just don't sleep on the earlier stuff. This is looking at, as far as timing of that, you're looking at kind of like mid to late afternoon for those to start firing, and then the line itself, this is looking at 8 o'clock, all right? So this is kind of late when it's coming through the Philadelphia area, for example. Those areas south and east, was 8, 9 o'clock. That's the end of the threat at that point. And just in case you thought the NAM was out to lunch and doing something crazy, here's the HRR, has a same morning convection I talked about, starting off at 7 o'clock, moving this forward. And then you get some more convection firing during the day. This is, again, discrete cells ahead of the main line. Tries to congeal eventually. When these congeal, usually the tornado threat is lessened because you have a congealed line. But it's not impossible to get a tornado with one of these as well, or straight line winds. Heading from, this starts off here at Mount Pocono to Allentown, Lehigh Valley area, all the way down to Bucks, Doylestown, that area, and heads northeast from there. And then you have the squall line moving through. after that point. So it's doing the same thing that NAM's doing. So one thing that the convective allowing models are doing this evening is allowing for the possibility for some discrete cells to pop ahead of the main line. Okay, so we're going to have to watch that because that's going to be a very important factor in today's severe weather. So once we get past this, we get to Tuesday, we have more scattered showers and thunderstorms moving through us again, mid to late afternoon, early evening, right? Moving eastward. There could be, again, another severe weather threat. This is a marginal threat right now, but it's over mainly these areas right here by the SPC. As these storms run into it, there could be enough instability ahead of that where you're not really doing much most of the day, and you could have some at least marginally severe thunderstorms along with this line here on Tuesday. So again, the next couple days are going to be active. Today's more active than Tuesday, but you still have most of the day here dry on Tuesday ahead of it, and then late in the day you have these scattered showers and thunderstorms. And I do think that once we get to Wednesday, even though it's not shown here, runs out of range, we have an additional threat, not for severe necessarily, but for some scattered thunderstorms over our region, at least the eastern parts of our region. And you can see that here. Here, moved ahead of Tuesday. Here's looking at Tuesday again. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. We move to Wednesday, and it's less. It's mainly just the northeastern areas. The northeastern areas are showing the chance for scattered, isolated, widely scattered thunderstorms. When we get to Thursday, that threat is just about mitigated. Here's Thursday. Basically over New England at that point, maybe a stray shower or storm in our far eastern areas, but I think it's more isolated. We're probably going to have most areas are going to have a dry Thursday and Friday this week, and partly cloudy skies otherwise, okay? Now, once we get to the weekend, I do want to touch on this too before we go because this is going to be something we're going to follow throughout the week. Don't take it verbatim what it's showing now, but Saturday looks like a partly cloudy day for the most part. Late in the day, you have an opportunity for some isolated scattered thunderstorms late in the day, okay? And once we get to Sunday, there's a cold front that's going to move through the region. There's an area low pressure up here driving this. When this cold front moves through, more scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible ahead of that next cold front on Sunday. So do I think this weekend coming up is a total wash? No. It looks like afternoon, evening threats for thunderstorms both weekend days. It does look like once we get past this, as of now anyway, that Monday is okay. So I know some of you have off for Monday, celebrating the 4th of July holiday on Monday to coincide with the weekend. We're gonna micromanage this week. That's what we're gonna do. Once we get past this severe threat, which was my primary focus, at least for today's video. Once we get past today, and next couple days actually, once we get to about midweek, I really want to focus on the weekend, okay, and see how that plays out. Might not be doom and gloom as it looks, as we saw, with several of these opportunities that we've had looking well in advance of this past weekend. Looked like it was doom and gloom. It wasn't doom and gloom. We had sun out all weekend. We did have some storms. Some areas got it worse than others. Some locally heavy rainfall in a lot of places. But it wasn't a total loss on the weekend. And I do think we're going to be heading that direction once we get a little bit closer to the holiday weekend next weekend. As of now, anyway. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for June 26th, 2023. Have a great Monday.